Hello guys, thank you so much for watching my previous video. I am very glad a lot of you enjoyed it, and thank you to the new subscribers. Once again, my name is Nana. I will be doing a lot of movie reviews, series reviews. Today I want to get into Things Fall Apart, the episode 12 of New Amsterdam season 3. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do turn on the notification bell so that if there's any new videos you can get notified and watch. Sorry about the lighting, I've just opened my windows and the sun is just beaming through. So the episode starts with well, I would like to start from when Helen was walking with her beads and Max catches up to her and asks her how was life, what are you holding, and she said, oh, it's not a rosary and it's personal, and then she just walks off. And fast forward, we have the leak in the hospital's roof, and Bloom and the patient both get soaked, and a few other patients, and then they start reacting to it. And while that is going on, Max, the ever hero that he is, tries to find out the source. Not really going through the right protocols. He's not even wearing PPE, nothing, helmet, nothing. Just goes with a hammer and start breaking things as usual, which I was a bit concerned about. And he managed to do exactly that and found the source and had to hold on to it while it was leaking onto him. And as if Dora would know what is going on, she found Helen and asked her, where is Mask? There's a form that he should have been filed a long time ago, and the file is nowhere to be found. And Helen is like, why are you asking me? And I was like, if Max knows where these forms will be. Classic. I like that Dora knew to come to Helen, even though she's no longer the deputy, to come and ask about this. And then Helen caught on that the Max is somewhere else and trust her to find out. He knows this guy so well that she could guess where Max would likely be, and found Max, well, trying to save the world as usual. Now, I'm just going to skip them for now and then go to Floyd, who was with his patient. I like the character development here. I remember season one or season two, there was a patient that Floyd had that wanted to do a ritual. I think it's the second episode of season one, wanted to do a ritual. And Floyd was like, well, definitely not. No one doing any ritual, no spiritual stuff. I believe in my abilities. And to come to this episode where she's willing to trust in this woman's belief in the universe, and through that eventually saved her and saved Max. I quite like that development, and maybe next week or a few episodes down the line I will be doing character reviews of some relationships pairing that I've seen good similarities and good relationship with. So I'll be doing that going forward. And so that happens, and unfortunately he thought that he couldn't save her. Helen found Max. Max tried to push Helen away and Helen stayed. And then Helen was like, you go find someone to come and help. And Max was like, I can't see. And Helen was like, okay, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to help you, so don't screw this up. And she managed to put something together and got him out and bumped into Floyd, of all people. And Floyd was like, there's nothing that is working. And the look on Helen's face, like, suddenly everything became clear to her, which was very sad and yet very moving. And they found a bed for him, and then eventually someone came to tell them that Bloom is responding, funny enough, to the treatment, and that is because Floyd decided to listen to the universe and inevitably help save Max, and with Helen's help. Now, before he was put into the bed, the look on Helen's face leading on to the next scene where Helen and Max got into the shower and he was literally so weak and couldn't see, and Helen helped him undress and wash him down. It just was so fitting for the title, Things Fall Apart. Like, For so long, I've been saying that Max needs to be broken down. It reminded me of the episode, one of my favorite episodes of House, Broken, where House was so broken in that mental facility and connected with that German lady. And that was the most authentic I have seen. Sorry for the background. The most authentic I have seen happen for House, and this was similar. Max couldn't see, so I suspect all his other senses were very heightened, and the fact that he broke down onto Helen and held onto her like his life depended on it. The imagery was so beautiful, and I appreciate that they didn't put words to it. I mean, we were so hoping to hear what they said, but I'm happy they didn't put any words to it, because you then have the open interpretation. The scene allows you to breathe for open interpretation, which is really, really lovely to see. And I love the way he was playing with her hair, the water dripping on her face onto his face, the communication, playing with the beads. It was just nicely shot, and I love the silence that it offered. And fast forward, Max wakes up, and guess what? Helen asks, "Can you see?" And he says, "I see you." So he went in blind. The last person he saw was Helen, and the first person he saw was Helen. And Helen usually, when it comes to these things, she just gets up and about to disappear. And then Max was like, "Oh no, not today. You were there, weren't you?" And then the whole sequence went where Max put his hand on Helen's chest, very barely, and then Helen pressed further. And I really, really love that. I think I made a comment that that gesture should not be overlooked. And I like that he didn't use his ring finger to touch her this time round. And wasn't messing with his ring this time. You know, he just went there. And it was just so nice. Now, that what worried me about that scene is that it wasn't Luna, the daughter, who came to his mind first, but it was Helen. And the whole time was like, oh, sometimes I forget what matters more than anything, you, not Luna, just her. And I was like, oh, this will come and bite him in the back with the grandparents of Luna. It will come and bite him in the back. And lo and behold, a few seconds later, the phone will ring. And what I like about it is that usually Helen will be legging for it. But this time round, Mark was like, no, you're not going anywhere. And you see her holding on Elizabeth. And then the scene ends. I absolutely loved this episode. It reminded me of what's the name of this guy? Chinua Achebe, the Nigerian literature book writer, who made a comment called saying things fall apart. When the center cannot hold, things fall apart. And this is literally what happens when Max broke down, when the feeling came down, things fell apart. But in that brokenness, you found new life. Suddenly, you have these two similar or parallels, i.e. Bloom and Max both go blind, and when they both open their eyes, Max sees Helen and Bloom sees Casey. I don't know whether there's any connection there, but Bloom sees Casey, and Bloom says a line that Max has said before, said, "I can't do this without you." And Max said this to Helen the day that Helen was almost leaving the hospital. You know, that's exactly the same words. And he hugged her, and then he touched her. She hugged him, and she touched her. And that was that for that. As I said, I will be doing character reviews going forward. So I'll be looking at the relationship between Max and Bloom, Max and Floyd, Max, Helen, and Georgia, and who else? There's someone else that I'm missing. Floyd, Lynn, and the husband. I will be doing character reviews on these in the coming weeks. Also, Lupin is out, and I will be doing reviews for Lupin. So if you're interested, do watch it. It's on Netflix at the moment. Do watch it. I will be reviewing The Godfather of Harlem. And then hopefully when Succession drops, I'll be doing a review. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Leave any questions or comments at the bottom of anything you want me to review, any questions about what I've said or your thoughts. And I'll be more than happy to engage. Thank you so much for joining my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.